there, everyone. How you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today we're going to go into r/IDontWorkHereLady, where people are mistaken for workers at a store of some sort. If you enjoy, like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts down below. Now, without further ado, let's go! Okie dokie. For our first story, we got It Happened. Wow. It was a typical Saturday afternoon, and I had decided to do some shopping at my local mall. As I wandered through the crowded aisles, I suddenly heard a loud, angry voice coming from behind me.
Excuse me, but where are the shoes in size 10?
I turned around to see an older woman with a stern look on her face. She was glaring at me as if I had done something wrong. "I'm so sorry, ma'am," I replied. "I don't work here."
Don't lie to me,
she snapped.
You're wearing a blue shirt, just like the employees.
I looked down at my shirt and realized that she was right. I had coincidentally worn a blue polo shirt that day, which happened to be the same color as the uniform worn by the mall employees. "I'm really sorry, but I promise you, I don't work here," I said, trying to defuse the situation. The woman scoffed and muttered something under her breath before storming off. I shrugged and continued on my way. But as I walked through the mall, I noticed more and more people were mistaking me for an employee. It seemed like everyone was asking me for help with something, from finding a specific store to getting a refund on a purchase. At first, I tried to explain that I wasn't actually an employee, but no one seemed to believe me. After a while, I started to feel a little bit like a superhero, swooping in to save the day and help people in need. But eventually I started to feel a bit tired. It was exhausting being constantly mistaken for someone else and having to help people with their problems. As I made my way to the exit of the mall, I finally caught a glimpse of my reflection in a store window. I realized that my blue polo shirt really did make me look like an employee. And maybe I had been unwittingly playing the part all along. As I stepped outside into the sunshine, I breathed a sigh of relief. It felt so good to finally shed the mantle of the accidental mall employee and just be myself again. And who knows, maybe someday I'll go back to the mall, this time wearing a different color shirt. And for our next story, alright, this is irritating. I wear my keys around my neck so I don't lose them. So, you know where this is going. I was wearing a pastel green turtleneck with high-waisted skinny jeans at Academy Sports, where uniform is a bright blue polo, so I don't exactly look like I work at a sporting goods store. Twice in 2 minutes, clueless middle-aged woman floated up to me with the, "Do you know where I would find," etc., etc. The first one got a very perplexed look and a clear, "I don't work here." Lady 1, "But you have the badge," and points at my lanyard. And I say, "Those are my keys." In hindsight, I wish I had said, "Ooh, I guess I do work here then." Lady 2 pokes her head around the corner moments later and pulls the same thing, but this time she gets irritated. "Really? Just 'cause of my keys?" I take off my lanyard. "You people are supposed to leave me alone." Lady 2 stands there, staring at me with her little dog. You know, some people are so stupid. And Lady 2 says,
You need to lose the attitude.
And I said, "You need to find someone in a blue polo." I know from this sub, lanyards are like beacons for these people, but holy poo-poo. Do I get irritated when the people look offended by the fact I don't work there, or I won't tack on a sorry? The people harassing me while I'm shopping should be sorry, but today they seem to expect me to be sorry for confusing them. I can only ever see myself being apologetic if they were wearing khakis or the uniform color, and that is an honest mistake. Had to vent because it's one thing for people to make an error. It's another thing for Karens to act entitled to my time and energy just because I'm wearing a lanyard. The moment I say I don't work here, don't point your veiny claw at my lanyard. Just walk away. And here's a little added gem to this. Edit. Shout out to the Karen who commented saying I am the entitled one, then immediately blocking me so I can't see or reply. It seems like you're super confident in your take. Anyway, on to the next story. Why are you yelling? I wear black. Black jeans, black t-shirt, black jackets, black shoes. It could definitely be mistaken for a uniform at places like Sephora or Victoria's Secret, where the dress code is black. That being said, I was going through my massive haul at Ross over the winter, where my preferred color of clothing is black on the racks, and all the pastels are finally gone. I'm standing in front of the dressing room, going through my cart near the registers, when I hear someone yelling at somebody. First, I assumed it was a couple customers, and didn't pay attention. The last thing I need is to get in the middle of a domestic while I'm sifting through crop tops that say cute but weird and slay your enemies. So I'm going through my stuff, about to go in the dressing room, and I notice the yelling is particularly directed in my direction. Some lady is yelling,
Why are you ignoring me? They need to help at the cashiers. There's a long line. Why aren't you helping?
To which I turn around and look behind me like Vince from Pulp Fiction. WTF? Who's she talking to? To which I turn around and look behind me. And I realize she's talking to me. I finally make eye contact with her and she says,
Oh, now you pay attention. We've been standing in line forever waiting on you.
Me? I gesture.
Yeah, do your job.
Well, I'm a dom, so I figure she doesn't actually want me to do my job in the middle of a family outlet. So I laugh, and she gets furious and walks over to me and starts yelling. Leaves the line to come yell in my 6'2" face. At this point, I must humiliate her as publicly as possible. So I quietly grab my clothes and walk into the dressing room and shut the door in her face. Another worker walks up to her and says, You can't harass our customers, ma'am. Put your cart here and we're going to ask you to leave. And the lady just starts screaming, wants a manager, that I'm out of line. So the co-worker says, It's just me, the manager and one cashier. This lady in the room is a customer. She doesn't work here. And they escorted her out without her cart. Glorious. And for our next story, we've got, I guess we're shopping together now. I'm very tall, and because of that, I get asked to pull things down at the grocery store pretty regularly. I don't normally mind, it doesn't bother me. One day I was going down the aisles and felt a little hand on the back of my arm. I turned around and nobody was there. I looked down and there was the tiniest, oldest lady I've ever seen. Like she and Methuselah were in diapers together. Hi, I squeaked out, but she didn't say anything. She wrapped my hand around her wrist, and we went for a freaking walk. She very daintily dragged me around the store while I pushed her cart, and she pointed at things, and I put them in her cart. She never spoke to me. I don't know if she couldn't or didn't know English or was disabled or something. We just went down every aisle until her basket was full. Then she pushed her cart away to check out, and that was it. See, this is why I like slipping in those wholesome stories. They're just amazing. I love those wholesome stories. And for our last story we've got, he went Pikachu wow-faced when I asked if he could read. I used to be a DSD vendor, which in the US is someone who goes to stores like supermarkets and stocks a very specific name brand of product from the store in the back, and then leaves to go to the next store and rinse and repeat. We're often employed directly by the name brand, not the store itself. So I have lots of IDontWorkHereLady stories, but a few of them are real special. Chances are, if you see someone stalking a name brand of cat snack... Englishing's hard, I'm sorry listeners. Snack cakes. Chips, sodas, beer, greeting cards, trading cards, snack crackers, cookies, or tobacco. You're actually looking at a DSD vendor. I was doing my usual thing, stalking my brand, and went to part of the Small Sharks racetrack, which is the main walkway in front of a department. A dude I would shortly discover was as dumb as a bag of hammers, and thus was named BH. Comes up to me, and completely ignoring my hat with my logo, shirt with logo, cart with logo, it's not a store cart, and literally my 30-odd boxes with a logo, and armloads of logo product, and asks where something that's not my logo related is. It's typically in the frozen section, by the way, but I don't think that's quite important here. I think those are usually in the frozen section. Which aisle are those on then? Keep going down that way until you get to the freezer section, and then look there. I was pointing to the area of the store where the freezers are, very obviously, to anyone with a brain. BH walks one aisle down. I don't see them. The freezer section is about 7 aisles down. Keep going until you get to the freezer section. He walks down one more aisle. Where? Keep going a long way down. You'll see the freezers. And he goes one singular aisle down. I can't see any. And I just go, keep going. Look for the freezers. And then he moves one more singular aisle and says, where? And then exasperated with his incompetence, I set my logo stuff down and walk over to him, fully intending to say something to the effect of, can you not see the signs above the aisles? Can you find the big signs that stay where stuff is on the aisle and read what they say? But instead, what came out was a stumbling over slightly yelling, can you read? Repeat to me, can you read? It's now BH's turn to be exasperated, and turns to me, and looks at me completely incredulously with a furrowed brow, mouth hanging open in a perfect Pikachu expression as if to say, did I hear you literally say that to me right now? Using facial expression alone. I just turned back to my car and mumbled out, I don't work for the store, and go back to my logo stuff. I really had actually fully intended to say something else after that, but the question's silliness on its own just gave me pause to laugh internally about what the next word should be, that I just left it hanging on red. I didn't see where BH traipsed off to after that, and on my way out, I told the manager for the supermarket how I accidentally asked him if he could read, and she said not to worry about it, laughing, saying, I literally want to say that every single day. I'm glad at least somebody did. And that if it ever came back around as a feedback against me, she would shut it down. Good times. And that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button, and all that good stuff. And now, here's the outro.
Hey, can I borrow your attention for a little second? You see, I'm saving up for some equipment items, like a VR headset so I can record in VR chat, or a new AT2020 mic. You can help me fund these by going to my throne in the description below. I'll leave it on the top to help you find it. If you enjoy my video, please check it out. Now, that's the end of today's video. I'll see you later.